Hello. This meditation's a little different. I don't have a script. I've been thinking a lot of how this time has been forcing us to draw on our inner resources. And for some of us, they're wearing a little thin. Our prayer life is more important than ever. And we don't have the luxury of praying with each other in community, but we are doing a lot of praying because it seems a lot is happening around us. One of the parts of my prayer life that has sustained me for the last several years is centering prayer. So, unlike our active prayer life, where we come to God and ask and talk and plead, in some cases, with Him, the contemplative prayer, the centering prayer, or just dwelling in God's presence is quiet. It allows us for 20 minutes a couple times a day to be still and just allow God to help us rest in His love. It has really transformed me, and I've found that it's very important these past few months. It does allow me to rest. I think of Mary and Martha. Martha, of course, is such an active person, and she is within me, very strongly within me, and she can just tire me out. I'll have found that, there's always dishes to wash, lawns to mow, horses to feed, dogs to look after. The endless list is indeed endless, and it's a cycle. Every day is the same in that way. And we can allow Martha just to wear us out, and by the end of the day, we're tired. We're drained of all our energy, all our resources. And we know that the Mary in us also needs some time. But Martha can kind of dominate. The Mary part of us needs to be fed. And as Jesus says, she is the better part. She is the part that prays, that rests in God, that listens to His divine word, allows herself to rest. And I think contemplative prayer or centering prayer is a way of allowing that to happen. So for 20 minutes twice a day, I sit. I breathe in and breathe out. And as thoughts arise, as they always do, I allow myself to gently go back into the intention of just listening to God, being with Him, allowing God's presence within to be. And when my thoughts distract me, like what's for lunch or what am I going to do once this 20 minutes is over, I gently say a word that indicates that my intention is to be with God, not to worry about what's for lunch. And I say that word, and it can be any word really, but for me it's God. So the word God just reminds me that I'm here just to sit and to be still for a while and allow God to be with me. It's really a beautiful practice, and as time goes on, I'm finding that it creates in me a little bit of a pause button, so not much happens, to be honest, in the 20 minutes. But what does happen is when I am out and about or faced with some conflict or tension, I have a little bit of a pause button, and I can kind of assess with this inner observer almost that I have been triggered. One of my emotions has been triggered. The emotions will still get triggered, but my reaction is watched, and then my response is measured. I can say, well, that person just ticked me off, but I don't really have to respond. I don't have to argue, or I don't have to do this. Or perhaps my words can be more carefully chosen, or my reaction or response can be more thoughtful. So it's just a real practice and of being more mindful of yourself, because I think when it comes down to it, we're the only ones we can change. And as far as I'm concerned, I do need some changing, some transforming to be a better human, to interact with people a little bit differently and better. So this practice is slowly but surely changing me, and it is sustaining me through these times. And these times don't seem to be going away any too soon. So if you're finding that your inner resources are being strained, I hope you consider just sitting twice a day, 20 minutes, breathing in and out, and connecting with God in stillness and allowing His divine love to sustain you. Thank you so much for listening, and I do hope you're staying safe and staying well.